here. This is going to be quite an exciting event. This is the OMG Part 1 Hangout Webby, and I'm here with my good friends and partners, Greg Morrison, the guy who I call the original one-man gang. Greg, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. And I am also here with another good friend and partner, Cotton Grammer. Cotton, are you there?
Yeah. How's it going, Mike?
All right, it's going great, going great. And we have a man of mystery that will appear in just a moment. I've been talking to you about him since Friday, and probably if you've been around, if you've been listening closely, there's a few different places you may have heard about him. I'm going to begin with the Lord's Prayer, and then we'll go from there. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Okay, this is going to be exciting tonight. It's going to be fast-paced, so get ready to go. This is a little bit of a different format than the GoToWebinar format. This is a Google Hangout, and it's a little more personal. I think that you are going to find in a lot of ways it's more valuable. It is live, and so you are going to want to just cut down on all distractions. If you have questions, we will give you a chance to ask questions. You'll email me. This is my personal email address. It's right here on my lower third, omg@omgmachines.com. And Greg, I want to start off. We're going to I know your internet's a little choppy, so we're going to have to be a little bit sparing with your time here. But I was wondering if you could start off by introducing our special guest.
Yeah, it's someone I met about 1.5 years ago, and I've gone back and forth a lot with him on SEO. He's not just good at SEO, but he's very, very smart and young, and he has a lot of ambition, which I always respect. Just always going. He started with SEO. He started a supplement company starting. He's starting other types of companies. So anytime you see that type of ambition, I think it's very special, especially when you have someone that young. And just his knowledge of SEO and the people he surrounds himself with as far as SEO goes is very smart how he does it. Reminds me a lot of you, Mike, and David, kind of just surround yourself with people that or surround yourself with people that help your business all around, just knowing that you can't do everything yourself. So, Alex Becker, again, I've known him for about 1.5 years now, and we've gone back and forth a lot. He really knows this business, not just SEO, but this whole business, and he's a good friend of mine, and I'm proud to introduce Alex Becker.
All right, Alex, are you there?
I believe I just figured this out. I believe this is like my first Google Hangout. I must not be very cool. I don't get invited to many cool kid hangouts. So yeah, I'm here. I think I figured it all out. Coming in nice and clear.
All right, great. Greg, I really appreciate that introduction. To catch you up to speed. Of course, if you're here, you've been getting our email dispatches, so you already know. Becker is an OMGer. He's somebody who's already having success before he joined our community. That's the way it usually winds up with NHB. We have a kind of mix of people. Some people come in as beginners. Some people come in already with a head of steam. Becker was that way. He was already making a substantial amount of money when he joined us. Really exploded shortly after that. Got all the way up to the 6-figure per month level. I had to tell you, everybody here, really, everyone who's on this event is making 6 figures per month. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and one of the things we're going to talk about is accelerating, because when you get to the point that we're at today, each individuals that you're here with today, then even accelerating by a single day means thousands of dollars, which, if you told me that when I was a 16-year-old kid that was going to be my life, that would have amazed me, especially working from home and helping people and getting to take advantage of this whole SEO situation. But Alex has also been somebody who's acted as our affiliate. We have a very small, actually closed affiliate program. But Alex, in addition to building a very powerful SEO services business, has also acted from time to time as our affiliate for our OMG NHB at this point 2014 Project Juggernaut program. And he's been one of the people who's like really help people get such a fast start and such a powerful start into OMG. He himself, once he got inside of OMG, went completely ballistic, went completely nuts, and became so additionally successful. And actually, Cotton even here is a good example of that, because January 15th, 2015, I said everybody who's live on this webinar is making 6 figures per month. It may shock you that Cotton was making 0 per month when he joined us, but he got the recommendation from Becker and jumped in with us. So let me just quickly explain this idea of what we're calling OMG Part 1, and the real official name of it is Source Phoenix. The name of Alex's website is SourceWave, and he created Source Phoenix, and I'll let him get into that. But we think of this as OMG Part 1, and like I said, Alex has helped so many individuals who have really hit the ground running when they joined OMG. Now, OMG right now is closed for 2014. OMG NHB 2014 project Juggernaut is closed. But me and David Mills were really trying to think of what was the very, very best way to get you started, to get you a very strong start, so you get up, get profitable, really get some momentum. So that way, when we reopen the doors, boom, you can get in and take things to that absolute next level. And then Becker came to us with this project, and we just thought it was so cool. We believed in it so much that that both Greg and Cotton have contributed to it. We'll get into their contributions in just a few minutes. So Becker, I'd really love for you just to take the floor. As folks are watching this, if you have questions, you can email me. My personal email address is right up on screen right now, omg@omgmachines.com. And if at any point, if you get to that buying frenzy and you just absolutely have to jump in, then click on the instant access button below. Although, do keep in mind we're going to be telling you about our bonus. That'll be more towards the end of the event. So Becker, please take things away.
I muted myself on accident. Okay, all right, everything working. Great. Okay. Well, what's up, guys? I'm usually a pretty shy guy, so with that being said, I'll just kind of start laying things out. Mike asked me to come on and speak a little bit about Source Phoenix, and I'm not really going to beat around the bush a whole too much. You guys want to get the details. So what I really want to do in this event really quickly is give you guys all the details, give you guys all the information that you're looking for, kind of give you the background on what you can expect from this product. And I think Mike is going to tell you about the bonus he has laid out, which is pretty absolutely amazing, especially if you're an OMG member. And then what I think we might end up doing is sit around, answer a few questions, hang out, and stuff like that. So without further ado, I'm just going to dive straight into it. Now, I'm sure you guys, I usually have a little chat box to write to me when I'm seeing webinars, so I can see people cursing at me and stuff like that. It's kind of feel a little lonely. But usually when we get going with these kind of things, I can kind of look at the comments coming in. So if you guys have any questions or anything, just email Mike. So really, point in short, hopefully you guys have seen these Source Phoenix pre-launch videos we have going on. We have a video from me where I show a method that is really, really easy to scale a site to 5 figures per month from. Then we have Dan coming in. He's a guy doing over $100,000 per month, and he has a cool method where he shows you how to go out there and get the right keywords, how to convert really competitive keywords that you usually wouldn't be able to get into, and then go out there and get these keywords and work them into and break into these really high converting, high dollar offers that you normally wouldn't be able to get into. And the keywords he's going after are usually pretty competitive as well, offer-wise. And then finally, we got Cotton. He came on with us as well, and he's generating over like $200,000 a month. That's like 200,000 items off the dollar menu at Wendy's. So I mean, you can just imagine how much food and cool stuff he could buy with that. He could also probably buy a car, but I would rather buy 200 items off the menu. But then Colin comes in and lays out essentially how he has scaled his business. I actually asked him to deliver some training, and he comes in and shows how he scaled his business over to over $200,000 a month, and just lays down the linking and all that kind of stuff. So in short, guys, we've already laid out a whole bunch of really cool training, so if you haven't checked that out yet, after this webinar, be sure to go check that out and whatnot. But the whole reason we're putting out all this training, the whole reason we've released all these cool fancy gizmos is because we launched a product called Source Phoenix. And what I really wanted to do this year at the end of the year is I want to have one really big launch, and I want to put together quite possibly what I think, I'm an OMG member as well, but quite possibly what I think is the best product at this price range that has ever been created. Now, of course, I'm in OMG and in VOL. That's a whole different, grade going on right there. But what I did is I sought out 2 other SEOs on top of myself. I already do really well in SEO right now. I have a bunch of affiliate sites right now. I still do about 5 figures for my affiliate sites. I do about a mid 5 figures for my clients, and I have a very large scale SEO business. So I do very well in kind of all the niches out there. But what I really want to do is bring in an affiliate SEO who's doing over $100,000 per month, and then bring in a client-based SEO who is doing over $100,000 per month, and then really bring all of our knowledge together to make what I consider to be like the ultimate package of products I've ever made. So what happened is I met up with Con, I met up with another friend of mine named Dan Anderson, who actually was first a student of mine, and the really cool thing about both these guys is when I originally met Dan, he was not making any money. He was not doing too well. He was actually a student in one of my masterminds. He started with me, and he started, getting about $3,000, $5,000 a month. And then within about, I don't know, around 3 months' time, he's able to blow up his income all the way up to $100,000, which is absolutely insane. That's nuts. I was not able to do that. I did not reach my first six-figure month in that kind of time span. And then also, Con reached out to me. I just sent out a post like, hey, I really want a Ninja client SEO to come on board. And Con, we ended up meeting at one of my masterminds, and he was making over $142,000 per month at the time. Now he's doing over $200,000. But the other cool thing about Cotton is that, like Mike just laid out, the first 3 months when he was in OMG, he was not making any money. And so I really brought these guys on because they just personified exactly what you want to be doing right now. If you're a person right now that's just starting out, this is exactly what you need to look to. These are the people you need to look to because they went through and in a couple months' time were able to reach a 7-figure income. And if you're a person that's wanting to break through that maybe $5,000, $10,000 a month range and break all the way up to 6 figures per month, these guys are exact people to look at as well. And then I don't really like talking about myself too much, but I think I drove in close to, I think we'd had like $260,000 worth of sales last month. From all my businesses combined, I did about $150,000 for my SEO businesses last month. So I also have a few 2 cents to throw in there as well. So what we did is we all got together.
Can I just talk about something? Because I think what you just said something that's really important for people. One of the reasons why this having this event was so important to me and to David Mills and to Greg Morrison is exactly what you're saying. The gurus out there, none of us here are gurus. We're all really underground guys. And because that we're really about profit in our business, take-home profit, money in our pocket that we can, either save, which is great, or buy expensive cars. Alex has a Lamborghini and a Ferrari. I have
no, just a Ferrari now. Just a Ferrari.
Just a Ferrari. Oh,
cars would mean I have. I'm supplementing a little too much. I'll just lay that out there. So I'll just say that. Make it up.
Great. Just out of the Ferrari. So you can have nice stuff, or you can whatever. But the point is that not only is SEO such a tremendous opportunity to break in because it's free traffic, and what that means is high profit numbers. See, I bet that folks that are out there right now listening to us today are wondering, well, okay, you're saying 6 figures per month, but how much of that is profit? Every single person on this event is making 6 figures per month in profit numbers. I don't exactly know Alex's exact numbers. I know that me, in the last 3 days, I made over $200,000 profit. Greg made over $200,000 profit. Cotton made over $200,000 profit. These are profit numbers, at least before taxes, but profit numbers after expenses are paid out. Not a bunch of, I know that me and Cotton and Greg are all our own little one-man gangs. We don't have any employees between all 3 of us, not one single employee. And so it is such an exciting time to be able to break in and take advantage of the real Google search engines. A lot of people just don't realize that you really can go from being somebody like Cotton making zero money. I mean, $0, 0 cents. As of January 15th, 2014, and just exploding forward. Becker, why is that? Like, from your standpoint, because you've helped so many people get such a great start on G. People who are watching this event right now might feel like, man, maybe I've kind of feel like the ground's moving, shifting beneath my feet. I hear all the gurus saying, oh, SEO is dying. As if you're going to go to Google and you're going to type in, restaurant Scottsdale, and it's going to be like no results. I'm sorry. The zombie apocalypse has begun on Google. There's no more results. We're not going to tell you anything else. When people hear that SEO is hard, SEO is dying, they hear it from these big fancy gurus that make all their money, selling half truths, quite frankly, or non-truths. What would you say to those people?
Well, basically, the reason why I like it, and the one thing I've found I really excel at, I'm pretty good at SEO, but the one thing I really excel at is making things simple for people. Literally showing them, hey, you don't need to overcomplicate this. You literally just lay it out, and I think it's kind of it's maybe because I'm just a lot slower than other people. That's what I assume. But the big difference in how people go from zero to essentially exploding is if you're like watching this webinar right now. I assume a lot of people watching. It's a lot of people here that are in this little webcam thingy looking back at me. If you're sitting around, frustrated with your income and stuff like that, and you've probably been working hard, you probably have a good work ethic, you're learning all this cool stuff, and the reason why some people will go from zero to $150,000, $200,000 per month, $100,000 per month, or heck, just maybe $5,000, $10,000 per month, is not because they're doing anything special. It's not because they're doing, yes, they're doing something special if you go by the term special, okay? But all right, I won't go down that rabbit hole. But they're not doing anything that is drastically different than anybody. I'm not going to go here and be like $200,000 a month. That's just everybody does that. That's not special. But they're not doing anything drastically different than other people. What they're doing is just finding what works and doing it over and over and over again. And the difference between Cod and the difference between Dan, and I guess the difference between me and some other people and the people that have exploded, is the fact that we just make these small changes in there and we focus on those small changes to just work over and over and over again. I've talked to Con, I've talked to Dan a lot about their businesses, and both people are extremely smart, extremely talented people. But the thing is, a lot of the stuff they're doing is only 10-20% different than what I did, 15% different. So if you're able to go out there and nail those just little percents, make those simple tweaks, it's absolutely mind-blowing what you can go out there and achieve. So if I had to answer that question, it really just comes down to finding out those simple tweaks you need to make, finding out those one or two places where you're overcomplicating, making it wrong, and then just pushing through, and that's just where the money really starts to come in. It becomes a very simple process. It's not like the money you make at $100,000 a month and the money you make at $200,000 a month, you're doing a completely different process. You're doing essentially the same thing, especially in SEO. So.
Let's bring Cotton live to talk about this because this is so fresh, and it's such an exciting thing to get. About a year ago, you were hitting that same kind of stride, Becker, as Cotton has hit now, where you went from getting started, then making a good amount of income, then taking things to the absolute next level. And Cotton, by the way, I want to thank you. I know that you were meeting with a huge client today in Chicago, and then you booked it back to St. Louis. And were able to join us just before this event began. Why, from your standpoint, why SEO, and how do you scale it up big?
I think you scale it up big by setting a great foundation. And then the number one thing is you got to take action. One of the biggest things that I've seen with a lot of people that I talk to that I'm able to help in OMG and in other people get any amount of clients or scale up in any way is that they just don't take the information and put action to it. And that's like one of the things that, believe it or not, I learned from Alex when I first started listening to him back about a year ago is I was on one of his webinars and he was just telling people that, hey, the difference between successful people and not successful people is they take action and they just kind of sort out the problems a little bit later. And I took that advice really, really strong from him and just dove in. And instead of one website, I had two websites up going after the same thing. One might have blown up, the other one succeeded, but I was smart enough to have two. So I just went into it all. But I think if you want to be great at SEO, take action, study. Don't just think that you're going to read something once from Becker or OMG or anyone and you're going to get it. You can always pull new things out of it every time through. We're like talking about, Becker's made over $1 million last year, Greg, everything that's in OMG. I've had to listen to these things over and over and over again and put a lot of time into it. Take notes, go back over it again, ask a lot of questions to people that are more talented than me. And I think that if you follow the people that are ahead of you and follow the law of the lid, you follow people like Becker, follow people like Greg, follow people like Mike, all these people that are successful, that's what I tried to do. I modeled my client business based off of Greg's model of Greg went out and just R&D'd and R&D'd SEO. That's all he does all day. So I said, you know what? SEO is not my strongest suit. Psychology, just conversion, sales, speaking. I'm going to go out and I'm going to R&D client stuff all day long. And when I was able to do that, I was able to ramp up my business and, go from a below average SEO to a pretty good one to where, I'm not a bad SEO right now. So I just think that putting in a lot of work, building a great foundation is how to scale it up tremendously.
Now, Cotton, one of the things you've been able to do, you've had a lot of success with this. It's something that Greg's had a lot of success with, something that Becker's had a lot of success with. But the funny thing is, Greg is really a very private, introverted kind of person. He's not really that introduction he gave to for Becker was I was kind of shocked at how long it was, even though it might have seemed short and sweet to you. But then Becker's a little bit more extroverted. He's a little bit more outspoken and easy with people. Maybe you're somewhere in between. I'm not sure. But why is client SEO? We're going to get to talking about affiliate SEO and about SEO services as well. Mm-hmm. Why is this opportunity with client SEO? Why is it exploding? And when people get afraid of these Google updates and they're afraid of them, they think, oh, the updates, Google is dying. That's the big gurus are out there right now saying Google's dying. What about that?
Google's not dying. Google dies, then Google stops making money. But go back to the question is why client SEO is blowing up. The main reason is when you look around everywhere you go, you can take a drive down any major metropolitan area. You can look around. There's doctors, lawyers, optometrists. There's fence builders. There's a ballet place. There's dancing. There's karate. All of these places need traffic, and they need to be found. If you want to look how to do mixed martial arts, what are you going to do? You're going to get on Google and you're going to put in MMA. Or, if you're looking for somewhere, you're going to enter it in there. So it can literally make or break a business over the course of a year if they don't have this traffic. A lot of these small business owners start out with a limited amount of funds. And what better way to have people find their business and to drive traffic in there than when people search for it and find them? And when everyone lives everywhere, there's no way that I can come in and take all the business with clients. It's impossible, not even in one city. So when you look at that, there's only 10 positions that are on page one, and there's hundreds of doctors, hundreds of dentists, everyone else in your own city, and all of them want to be in the top 3. So it's not that hard to show the value of how powerful Google can be. I think affiliate sites are amazing, and I'm all about having multiple streams of income, but I know myself that I can't build a site like Greg or like Mike Swanson has or all these other guys in a week that is going to produce $10,000 that month. But if you really dig in hard and if you apply some of the basics in client getting, you can go out and you can land a client at $500 or $1,000 a month tomorrow or the next day, and you could go out the next week and do it again. You could literally have $5,000 to $10,000 a month in income in the first month without really having a website ranked if you follow just exactly how to go out and get clients. And we're going to show one of those methods a little bit here tonight about how you can go out and do that. So I think that's why it's so powerful, is how fast you can ramp up with clients. Without client SEO, if I had to totally rely upon affiliate, I don't believe that I could have ramped up as quick, even though as powerful, as important as affiliate is. I would probably be about half the income at the moment, just with the patience of having a site to build it up to that point.
And yet, the crazy thing is that you don't really talk to your clients that much. You and I actually attended. Alex mentioned a mastermind earlier. Alex had a mastermind. Becker here had a mastermind in Dallas, and you and I caught and headed out there to meet up with them. We've also got OMG Live coming up in just over a week, and Alex is going to be introducing that event, which is going to be really exciting. But you and I caught. We were out in Dallas. And you gave a speech about client getting. It really brought everyone to their feet. I mean, it was I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I'm looking forward to hearing what you're going to say at OMG Live Nashville. But Cotton, one of the things that you focus on when it comes to client getting is what they're missing out on if they don't go with you. So what are they missing out on if they don't go with you? And what is somebody at home missing out on if they don't get started with SEO right now?
Well, I think the easiest way to make any decision is if you sell something through, either a maximum amount of pleasure, pain, or comfort. And when you show someone that they're losing all this income and their competitors are getting it, I think that's pretty powerful. So one of the main things is to kind of future pace someone, show them how much income they could make over 6 months if they joined you, or how much income they could lose if they don't. And that's a really powerful way to go with it. So that's how I like try to sell it. And my mind kind of went blank. I don't remember the other question that you asked. Could you repeat that?
Well, it's funny because it's so inherent to you to talk to people about lost income, because that's what you're doing. Like you just sign like one group of clients, one consolidated group of clients that's now bringing in 6 figures per month. For you, just an income, and that's going to bring them a tremendous amount of money that they're missing out on. If someone's sitting at home right now, as an individual thinking about, well, am I going to really jump in on SEO, or am I going to stay on the sidelines? What is somebody at home potentially missing out on if they don't jump in on this? What we're thinking of is OMG Part 1, Source Phoenix. What are you missing out on if you don't get this tremendous acceleration into SEO?
I really think that you're going to miss out on an opportunity of freedom. I mean, who wants to work for someone and wait for someone to tell you when you're going to be promoted, when you're going to raise, when you're going to take a vacation? I don't like to live like that. I've lived my whole life getting other business owners wealthy. And I'm just so thankful for running into Alex and for OMG to giving me the opportunity to the easiest way. And I've spent hundreds, just not hundreds, but tens of thousands of dollars on internet products that just didn't produce. They're just false promises from a lot of mean gurus. And this is the only thing that I've been able to find. It's laid out so easy. When you start talking about internet marketing in general, or how to build a funnel and get people, or do this ads, it's all speculative. SEO is almost a formula, and Greg has laid out a formula that is so amazing that if you follow it, you're going to be able to quit your day job, and that's why we call it day job killer. And you're going to be able to spend more time with your family, spend more time doing what you want to do, and have the money go to yourself, not getting someone else wealthy. You're going to be able to get yourself wealthy. So it's literally the most easy. It's almost like color by numbers, or just dot to dot. If you follow everything that's like with SEO to a T, I think it's really hard for anyone not to make $5,000 or $10,000 a month and quit their day job.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, Becker. I know the Source Phoenix, what we're calling OMG Part 1, Source Phoenix. I know it just went live this morning, and I was looking over somebody's comments on it. This was more of an advanced guy. He was very excited about it, and one of the things he was impressed with was that not only were there advanced techniques, but that things were really laid out, like Cotton was saying, paint by numbers, to get people started. How have you done such a good job of just getting people across issues with belief? Can I do it? These are valid questions. How do you get people across that finish line to really get started so they can start making some money, then you can start making a lot of money?
Well, the whole secret with them, the reason why I feel like a lot of beginners never really hit the level of success they want is kind of like what Cotton said earlier on. I'm coming in. I got the mic coming in. Okay, cool. Kind of what Cotton said a little bit earlier on is they don't really believe they can do it, and they're always overcomplicating things. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've told people just to put their PBN sites on different hosting, and they try and find ways to overcomplicate. Like, no, just put it on a different host. Just put it on a different host. So what I always do, and especially with Phoenix, what we've done is we have some extremely advanced stuff there, extremely advanced. But what I like to do is I always start off with the beginner kind of stuff, and I don't put it in a way it's like for beginners. I put it in a way that it's for anybody. It's not like for a beginner SEO. It's for anybody that can understand. I break down all the simple stuff right there, and I lay them out, things they just need to do step by step. I don't really include thought in there. I don't include going out there, learn and apply type training. I just have copy and paste follow the steps, do exactly what I say, and then when you go out there and do what I've said exactly a few times, then you can go out there and overcomplicate it and do all that other crazy stuff that other people just really want to do with a lot of their training out there. I'm sure, you know, Greg, or you can relate when you're going through the training and you'll show people how to build a PBN. They're like, well, what if, when do I need to submit content every single day? You're like, no, just put the PBN site up, put a link on it. But how many links do I need on the first page? No, just put the fucking PBN site up. And then, oh, sorry, I thought there was no cursey webinar, but put the PBN site up and just place the link on it. And you'll see that so many times, and if you can just go out there and really take away, it sounds kind of evil, but take away the thought at first and say, do these actions. It's like ride a bike. Don't think about riding the bike. Just move your feet this way and do this. And after that person does that for about 20 minutes on the bike, they're going to be able to ride a bicycle. So hopefully that makes sense, what I just said. So. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it probably does. Now, let me ask you this. I know Dan couldn't be here tonight, but there are some people who are just absolutely hell-bent who don't want to do client work, and I respect that. You know, you and I both spoke at Bob Proctor and Onyx Singal's event in Vegas. Neither of us, I don't speak at very many events, but you do either. But you know, I think that you got people really, really excited about the possibilities with affiliate marketing. Now, Dan doesn't so much do client stuff. Again, he's a real quiet guy, and yet he's pulling in as much as 6 figures per month in affiliate commissions. What's the backstory behind what Dan's doing? One of the things that gets me really excited about Dan is taking advantage of something that really works anywhere in the world because he's making money everywhere in the world.
Yeah, exactly. I'll give you a few backgrounds on what Dan is doing, and some of the tricks he's just shown me are, it's 2 things. They're incredible tricks, but they're also incredibly simple. Okay, it would be kind of like if I don't know, I can't even describe it. I'll lay it out right here. A few things that Dan did, there was this big shifts that took him from, you know, 0, being kind of like one of my lower end students, to a person making over 6 figures a month, pairing with me on a launch. Is the fact he did a few things, and it wasn't anything mind-blowing. The first big thing he did is he stopped trying to go after worthless keywords, and he stopped trying to go after keywords where you're promoting very dinky products where you only got a low commission, or where you were promoting AdSense, where you basically relied on very simple, dinky, easy searches, non-competitive searches. And what he started doing is actually going after competitive searches that were blatantly easy to monetize. That's one big thing I made a mistake with. When I first got into affiliate SEO, I go after a lot of lower, kind of bizarre searches, and I could make money with those. But what I started doing is I started going after bizarre searches that were very easy to monetize. Some in the adult niche, some in like the guitar niche you guys might have seen, some also out in like the sleep apnea niche. And I go after very kind of bizarre niches, but are so blatantly easy to monetize. So first off, just finding an offer before even finding keywords is absolutely huge. That's one big thing he showed me. But what he's really good at is finding the keywords for that. For example, like green tea or like weight loss niche is virtually impossible to get into, but what he'll do is go find like the scientific names of weight loss products, find the ingredients in them, and then rank for those really easy keywords. I don't even know what the keyword is that he described to me, but it was like for a product that's really hot on the market right now, and he found the ingredients to it, and these searches were like 10,000 searches per month, and only had 1 or 2 affiliates competing in them. He's able to jam his sites up there and go from, these are $60 payouts per lead. He didn't even have to sell anything in these niches. Go from $0 to $10,000 very, very quickly. He almost was able to go out there and build these sites in 2 months and get there just from one site. The really cool final thing that he does that I think is absolutely incredible is he'll take these niches and he'll translate them over in the foreign niches. For example, Brazil, France, any place that doesn't speak English that has a little bit of income going on, he'll go over there, he'll translate that, and he's able to go out there and get the exact match domains. I did this with him a while back. We're actually able to get the exact match domain. This was a long time ago. We got like the exact match domain, like how to get rid of tummy fat in Portuguese, and that's just like insane. It's how to get rid of belly fat. And that was absolutely nutty niche, and we had the exact match domain, and he was able to go out there, rank that, do really cool stuff with it. But he'll go out there, translate this into other niches, rank them up there for these CP offers that pay $30 per lead. And when you got 10,000 people coming to your site, at the conversion rate that just a lead will generate, it scales up pretty fast. So that's some of the cool ninja stuff he showed me that is just not mind-blowing. It's not something that everybody can do that, but it is incredible just how simple it is to go and then make those tweaks to get to that $10,000 per month, $20,000, etc. past that. So I think it's pretty neat.
Does he speak all these languages that he's ranking for? Does he speak?
No, it's this Canadianish kind of kid. So yeah, I don't think he speaks anything but English, but he's able to go out there and translate them using a few tactics that he's laid out in the course. Using just first I'll go and use Google Translate to go and kind of translate keywords across from each other. You'll go and choose all the big popular keywords, use Google Translate to translate them, and then just use simple outsources to go and create a very small site that you can rank immediately. You got to understand in foreign niches, and this is one of the big places I got my start with affiliate SEO as well. I still have one foreign site. I sold all the other ones, but I still have one foreign site hitting around, and it's so easy to rank these sites for those terms. 1 to 2 PR links, old school SEO, using comment spam will rank you on those niches because there isn't much competition over there. So I'm sure you saw like the Swedish guys that were at the mastermind, they were going out there just dominating local niches with just 1 or 2 PR links, just completely making just doing cool things. I won't use another bad word, but yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, Becker. I think that we've answered the question as to whether this can be done anywhere in the world, because this can be done absolutely anywhere in the world. We've got people in.
Yeah, people always ask me that. It's nuts. Like people are like, does this work in France? I'm like, do they have Google in France? And they're like, probably works in France. Like, but does this work? Like, people are just determined. Like, can I get clients in Russia? I'm like, well, people have businesses in Russia. They do. It probably works in Russia, my man. You can't. So always people are determined, like, there's no such thing as SEO in my country. No, yes, there is.
No Google there, right? So this absolutely works.
North Korea, no Google there.
But let me ask you this though: what about for beginners? Because I think one of the I think that one of the biggest things is that people don't realize how easy the opportunity is. I mean, at this point, I said a little bit earlier that probably. Cotton's in a pretty similar situation to where you were about a year ago. You're just, I think right around a year ago, because I remember OMG Live Nashville. I feel like maybe within 30 days of that, you had just broken into 6 figures per month, and I was really excited for you. And of course, that's about the territory that Cotton's in right now. But the funny thing is, you back each of you guys up a year before that. You're really just cutting your teeth at that point. Mm-hmm. Why is this opportunity, or is it open for beginners?
Mm-hmm. It's a massive opportunity because, like, frankly, 2 years ago when I got into SEO, it was a pain in the ass. I mean, you had to be able to go out there and work some fancy smancy twos. Article marketing robot. You had Zoomer back in the day, if I pronounced that right. You had Scrapebox. I mean, it was possible to rank, but you had to do some crazy kind of ninja stuff. Right now, Google really cracked down on a lot of that kind of goofy gizmo-based type of SEO. And there's a vacuum of competition right now. That's the one big thing you need to understand. A lot of affiliates have been knocked out and just quit because they're quitters. They were able to use little machine things to just blow up their rankings, which I did in the past. It worked plenty well. It still works a little bit to this day. But the reason why it's such a huge opportunity right now is, first off, anybody can pick up those foreign niches. Anybody can go and pick up some of the keywords that Dan is using in his affiliate sites. Heck, my website, ShredSource, is one of the worst websites you've ever seen. If you go type in online guitar lessons or best online guitar lessons, it's a horrible website. It still makes me like $100 a day. Anybody can go out there and target keywords like those, or they can use the high-end rental niche method that I kind of showed off in the previous pre-launch videos of Phoenix. Anybody can go out there and buy the site, buy the domain, set up the site basically. I mean, if you can go out there and you can type, you can write a paper if you graduated from high school, or maybe if you just got to the 10th grade. If you can do that, you can go out there, create a website very, very easily. Go buy the right PR links that we show you to do, or go build the links that we show you to do if you're kind of targeting a lesser competitive niche. Maybe you want to make your first $200 a month or something like that. But anybody can go out there and create the lower end links, and anybody can go out there and buy the higher end links that will allow you to rank. And once you go out there and do that, you can start making your first dollars, thousands of dollars actually, and then go out there and start building your own PBNs and get complicated. But right now, it's very predictable, and a beginner can jump in and just follow those very simple steps out there and start making income. It's more predictable than it has ever been before. It's easier to get into, and yeah, that's really all there is to it. I haven't seen, like, 2 years ago, a person making $15,000 a month was really impressive to me. But at this time of day, not to take away from anybody who is doing super well over 6 figures, I'm seeing people doing it left and right, left and right. I've seen more people blowing up at this point in time than ever before. Cotton going from 0 to $200,000 a month in 8 months is nutty. That's absolutely nutty. I didn't get there that fast. And a lot of people have seen this perfect example as well. So,
you know, Alex, I don't want to additionally humiliate some of these gurus that are out there, even today, saying that the SEO is dying, that the 28 days later zombie apocalypse update is upon us. But the funny thing is, I remember you and I talking about some of those guys. I'm not going to name them by name, you know, I remember like a while back, and you were like, "No, someday I want to make as much money as they're making." And I'm like, "Man, I think you make more money than they make right now." I think that there are more people like on this call right now making more money than almost all of the guru guys that are out there. Now, we're not gurus. There's no gurus. There's no guru-free zone here. We're all just underground guys. All of our money is coming in based on SEO, and it's just such an incredible opportunity. Now, one of you first introduced OMG Live last year, OMG Live Nashville, and you know, we're real excited that you're going to come in and that you're going to kick things off this year again on November 14th. You went inside of what, and David Mills pulled me aside. He's like, "Man, I just thought Becker's speech was killer. It was amazing." Because what you did was you went inside. See, right now, Cotton Grammar went from, you know, I am an absolute beginner to I have one of the premier SEO agencies in the world in hundreds of days. You know, to making the amount of money that a doctor goes to school. You know, somebody who wants to become a doctor, they're going to go through 11 years of schooling if they're lucky, and then they're going to go $300,000 into debt to work a 60-hour stressful week, and it's very stressful, to make as much money in 1 year as Cotton is now making in 1 month.
Yeah, I read somewhere funny stat that like I think like the 10-year average salary of a person that graduated with a Harvard law degree is like $200,000 a year. So I was kind of like, oh man, I feel kind of guilty now. Okay, Harvey Specter in Suits does pretty well, so I'll just compare myself to that. Okay, I'll aim for that income range. There you go. You ever watch Suits? It's well, just over your head. You're just like.
One of the things that you really opened my eyes to, you actually got your start. You had a quirky beginning to your SEO journey. You actually got hired off the street to work in an SEO agency in that super nerdy, super technical, where if you're making 5, 10, 15 grand a month, you're at the top of the heap era. And what does it look like inside of the traditional non-one-man gang-ish style? You know, not the Cotton Grammar style SEO agency, not the kind of agency that we have with National SEO. What was it like inside of those agencies? What's really going on? Because again, if folks right now are afraid of competition, they're afraid it's saturated. Oh, there's already these entrenched SEO agencies. How can I compete with them? What does it look like when you walked in that agency? You know, are they very smart? Who owns that agency? How does it all work?
What the cool thing about agencies, there's a similarity and there's a difference. These are really good at is getting clients. It's kind of like a big it's kind of like Cotton. They're very good at getting clients. They're very good at networking. Except it takes them 60 people to do the job that Cotton will do. But once you get past that, there's kind of an absolute mess. I'm not going to name the agency by name. I was treated very well there. Very great people I work for and so forth. With that being said, SEO is kind of a mess because what you have going on at agencies, and this is where it's such a huge opportunity right now, and this is why a lot of agencies lost their hats, and this is why it's so easy to hop in the, not going to say easy, I'm not going to take anything away from Cotton, but why it's so profitable right now to hop in the client SEO is because a lot of agencies are headed by a big old dude who is very good at networking, very good at sales. They usually have been in the business world for 10, 20 years, have all these contacts, and that's where they bring all their clients in. And what the person does is he hires a few people for about $40,000 to $60,000 a year, maybe 2, 3, 4 people to run the SEO department. Now, as you guys know, you're not going to get a top SEO in the world for $60,000 per year because if you're a top SEO, you're going to be making at least $10,000 per month, and you're going to be working from your house. Even at $5,000 per month, you prefer to work at your house in the agency. So what they're getting is
not to take away from anything from the people I work with, but people that are not super professional SEOs, they could not go out there and rank their own affiliate sites. They cannot go out there and get clients and rank them. So these agencies, while they're good at getting clients, they're losing clients left and right because their strategy back in the day, if you guys might have remembered services like Build My Rank and other big blog network services out there, the agencies did really good at first because they could hire people and then just be like, hey, put them on Build My Rank, rank the website. Put them on Build My Rank, rank the website. And they did that. They did that, and they ranked a lot of clients. And then, boom, that Build My Rank got knocked out. All the clients got knocked out, and all the clients are like, what the hell? So they're all going with kind of the one-man gangs. They're going for the experts. They're going for the people that know exactly what they're doing, not the agency who's really good at selling and then outsources everything you're doing to a person who graduated with a business degree from Texas Tech. You know, not to take anything away from them, but that doesn't help them do SEO. Okay, so that's one of the big reasons why agencies and a lot of SEOs right now, affiliate SEOs, just getting knocked out left and right. People don't really truly pick up the patterns of what's working right now.
You know, Cotton, I'd love you to speak out on this because you're competing head to head with these agencies, and you're you know, eating them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What's giving you this competitive advantage where you're just, you know, where you've built one of the premier SEO agencies in the world, and yet you're one guy, you have no employees?
Right. I think one of the things that might be shocking to you that I've never even talked about is I do things really backward. When I first started with SEO, I refuse to look at competition. I don't look at my competitors' backlinks. I don't look at who's ahead of me. SEO is so simple that to me it's almost too simple. If you want to rank, you sit and you wait. You add some more PBN links. You wait. You add some more. You sit back. You check your rank, and you keep moving up and up and up, and eventually you're number one. I've never looked at anyone as competition that I've went after. It's literally that simple, and I don't think people get it. Just like Alex kind of hit on earlier, people overcomplicate it so much. I've always been someone that's been a master at simplifying things. So I just look and go, well, that doesn't make any sense. That's just this. Okay, well, that can't be. Well, I'll just try it, and I do it, and it's like, well, that's all it really is. So my best advice is don't ever underestimate that you can't take out an agency, because I hold some of the positions in cities right now to where there's nothing but agencies below me, and I'm one guy. All that was taught, the same principles that, you know, that Alex and the OMG are like teaching all across the board. So it's just ridiculously easy, and I've just never looked at competition.
Yeah, I love the idea of not just sitting around and being fearful of your competition. Now, I want to give people an idea of getting that first client and how doable it can be. You gave a speech, and you know we can't cover everything because you gave an extensive speech at Alex's event in Dallas. But one thing that really brought people to their feet, really excited them, was this idea of SEO splitting. Because it's something that makes things it chunks things down and makes it much more paint by numbers, much more doable, much more attainable. Would you mind letting the cat out of the bag? I know you go in depth in this in Source Phoenix in what we're calling OMG Part 1. Can you go a little bit inside of what SEO splitting is and why it's so powerful?
Right. If I would have had SEO splitting when I first started out, I would probably be at a higher income level than I was right now, if that makes any sense, and I'm going to explain why. When I first started to go out and get my clients, I just knew that the only way to go out and do it is to go out and ask for the big sale, to go out and ask for $1,000 a month, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, and fight these big giant numbers, and people go, what? I can't afford that, or I don't know how to do this. So through all of my research and development of client methods, I really wanted to come up with the easiest way feasibly possible for anyone to go out and get a client, no matter who it was, whether you're 16 years old and still in high school, or whether you're an 80-year-old grandmother who wants to do this part-time, and it's non-threatening, that makes sense, that everyone can relate to. So what SEO splitting is search engine optimization. When you go out and sell a $2,000 package, it consists of a number of different things that are included in it. On-page optimization, there could be link building, there's just a number of things that have to take place. I just decided to pull out and split split out one of the simplest things about SEO that every business needs, and they need a business page, either on LinkedIn, Twitter, a Facebook business page, Yelp, a Google Plus page. And I found that literally over 60% of all businesses did not have this, which blew me away. So I decided to go out and start offering businesses just a business page from Facebook, Twitter, anything else for $19 or a 2-pack for $38. Now, remember, I'm seeing Google optimize, not ranked. I'm not going out ranking these pages. These are optimized pages. So what happens is $20 is so non-threatening that they normally have the money on their pocket right on the spot, and they go, you know what? I know I need this. And a doctor or a surgeon or a dentist, they don't want to waste an hour of their time trying to figure out how to set this up. They're busy people. They'd rather spend time with their families or their children or going out doing fun things. They're going to give you $20 to set it up, and they're going to be happy to do it. So the magic happens when you exchange hands. Now you've got someone that is your client. And when they're your client, now the door's open, they're going to answer your phone calls, and you have an inside track into the business. Then you can go in after you deliver your business page to them, then you can pitch them, hey, how about we rank your business page? It's on page 3, and now they're going to listen to you because there's trust been developed, and you can sell the bigger deal. So that's the whole idea of SEO splitting, offering something at a rock bottom price, a non-threatening price, building trust, producing that to them, and then pitching another idea after you do that, which is the bigger deal, which is the $1,000 to $10,000 deal. So that's kind of SEO splitting, just kind of the real quick terminology behind it, and how anyone can go out and get started with client SEO by offering the Yelp, Google Plus, Facebook, or Twitter business optimized page for Google for $19 or $38 for a 2-pack. It's that simple.
Yeah, this idea of generating an upfront client, it's actually the way that most businesses are built, most traditional businesses. And you can get to the point, by the way, where you come in like cotton and you just knock them down. And you do knock down that $5,000 a month deal, that $10,000 a month deal, or even something bigger. There are people with the marketing budgets out there to do that. But with other people, you've got to get in the door. You've got to become an us. You got to get past their walls. And so this is a little bit of almost like a Trojan horse approach, where you're coming inside of it, and it's more into this when it comes to what we're calling OMG Part 1, Source Phoenix. Now, what I want to do here, we're getting up against, we're marching towards the hour. We're gonna, I told you we're going to try to keep this, very powerful and action-packed. So we're not going to go tremendously long with this event. What I want to do at this point is get into the meat of what's involved, and we're going to let Becker take you inside. He's going to crack open the vault and let you inside of what's included, what you get when you join Source Phoenix, what we're calling OMG Part 1. Now, listen, the reason why we're calling it OMG Part 1 is simple. OMG, the OMG NHB Project Juggernaut, at this point, I can't say it's the best program in the world, but what I can say is that we're 50 to 100 times more successful just in terms of member profit. So if you're measuring by member profits, money in the pocket, then we're 50 to 100 times more successful than any other program out there. And right now our doors aren't open, and Becker has just been so tremendously successful. And again, this program was $5,000 in 2014. It's going to be $7,000 going into 2015. And we'll get a little bit into the director's cut in just a minute, kind of like help you ramp things up. But we really wanted to create a stepping stone, something that is a small fraction of the price, and we found a way to bring it down even more. But we wanted you to have a powerful stepping stone, something that really gets you rocketing forward, gets you profitable, where you can very realistically reach $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $25,000 a month, even start reaching out for that six-figure per month mark. But we wanted you to have that incredibly fast and powerful start. And what better way to do that than Becker, who came in and did that himself over the last 2 years. Becker, who brought in individual after individual into OMG, got them that perfect red carpet fast start where they had incredible success. Cotton had cut his teeth. He was ready to go. He was ready to take the bull by the horns when he got inside. He had a running start, and that made it all the more easy. So I'm really committed to this. If you're watching this event, there's no doubt in my mind that you should jump in on Source Phoenix. Alex, what is the deal in this program? What do people get excited? We've talked about this. This is for beginners and advanced. This is for people anywhere in the world. This is for young. This is for old. This is for people with two left thumbs when it comes to the tech side of things. What is Source Phoenix?
What is Source Phoenix? Well, this is a copywriting course. I'm just kidding. This is an SEO course. Wait, this is an SEO? Okay, so anyways, guys, what we got going on in Source Phoenix is essentially what we've laid out right here. I got one of the best SEO affiliates in the world. We got one of the best SEO affiliates in the world. Got one of the best.
I gotta interrupt for just a second because you said something that's so brilliant there, and a lot of people probably didn't pick up on the joke. Listen, there's two kinds of courses out there in the internet marketing world. If you're getting training, okay, there's some tools out there that's excellent, but without the training, what's the tool going to do for you, right? There's two things out there, and Alex alluded to it, and we've been talking about the SEO is dying, all this garbage. Alex, there's two kinds of trainings out there. There is training that involves free traffic, okay, or nearly free traffic. And then there's everything else. And everything else winds up being some advanced psychological techniques with sales funnels or MLMs, multi-level marketing. I don't want to say scams, but we all know that people at the top make the money in those cases, not the people who are just getting started. This is not a conversion course. Now, you're going to cover how to convert with that free traffic. And by the way, probably is a much better conversion course than the conversion courses that are out there, because if you don't have traffic, you ain't going to convert anyway. You're not going to get, you're just going to get bogged down. You're going to get wiped out. We talked about this at the beginning of the event. I really want you to, to really realize the power of nearly free traffic, not just for getting started, but for ramping all the way up to the 6-figure per month level. Normally Becker's the one that does the ranking. Kind of got me going.
No, we're good. We're good. Awesome. Oh no, yeah, it's actually a guitar-based course where I'm going to teach you how to shred on guitar. But what I'm really going to do right here, that's what we'll do. I tricked you, Mike. I'm just going to sell everyone here a guitar course on how to be a mediocre guitar player. But basically what's happened in Phoenix, guys, is I brought on the best possible SEO affiliate I could find. I've got one of the best possible client SEOs I could find. You got myself. I've launched services to make over $100,000 a month. That's where I make the big brunt of my SEO money, selling agencies, handling people's outsourcing of SEO. I also do well with affiliate SEO. Also do quite well with my clients. But I do a kind of combination of everything. I feel like I'm kind of like a Captain Planet, and I wanted to get the best of the best in the different elements of SEO. So what I did is I brought everybody together in this course, and what I've worked it into is a full course where we break down everything. First off, we have a beginner's module right off the bat called the core training module. I'll actually just share the screen with you really quickly. Hopefully I don't have anything offensive up here. Okay, looks like we're doing good. Let me see. Let me go share the entire screen. I think, all right, this is my first time doing it. Let's see if this works.
It's always an adventure with the Hangout.
Is it looking good?
So much more of it. You get so much more of a personal experience with the Hangout that it's worth it.
Can you see the course area right here?
Yep, it's there.
Yeah, guys, I'll just reel back the curtain and show you exactly what we got going on here. What Phoenix is a full training. We got stuff for the beginners right here. We have full beginners course, not even beginners course. This is a beginner to advanced SEO course, and then we have stuff for advanced SEOs right here. We're not going to be like a basic course right here. We're going to teach you how to become an extremely advanced SEO and then lay out to you the extremely advanced stuff that Cotton and Dan are doing, and also some really cool stuff I'm doing down here, which I'll get into. I really downplay what I'm doing. I feel like I'm a baboon. But it's also 2 months of coaching. What we also have set up in here is we have a forum set up. I have 3 coaches in there, all doing over $20,000 per month. Some of them are very active members in OMG as well, and they will be actually in here coaching as well on the forums, correcting stuff for the 2-month period that we have this course going. But you can see just inside, this is not even all the content. This is like 1/4 of the content we have up right now. But you can see inside right here, we have just the first core beginner module right here. And what we got going on in this module, you can see we got a whole bunch of training right here. But I'll just kind of break it down. Where's this? Where's the sales page? What we got going here? What's going to go on in the core training modules? We're going to take you from being a beginner SEO to a complete pro. If you're a veteran right now, we're going to fill in all the blanks for you, and we're going to get you caught up all the most advanced ways to rank, how to build PBNs, of course, how to go out there and build powerful links. But what we got going on, where the course really picks up and starts to explode, is when we get into the Affiliate Blitz module with Dan. And as you can see, we have a lot of training. We also have videos from Greg right here. We have videos from my friend Alex Miller, who actually really cool. He runs a huge SEO outsourcing business. And so what he did is he tracked the exact packages, the exact anchor text ratios, everything that these companies were buying to rank affiliate sites. And then literally it's just spilled the whole entire beans on how it happened. I'm not affiliated with him at all right there. We also have Greg right here sharing the best anchor text ratios for PBNs, sharing some extremely ninja stuff. And we also have just a mini course, actually not a mini course, a full course on how to make sure your PBNs do not get de-indexed. We have Stephen Floyd right here. I believe he's not lost a single PBN yet. I wish I could say that. But he's going to show you exactly how to not lose any PBNs and stuff like that. And then we get into the client takeover module, which is ran by Khan. We're going to be adding a few more things to it. But Khan comes out and he just lays down the A game right now. You just had like 10 minutes with him. You're going to be having a lot more. You're going to have as much cotton as you could ever possibly want. All right, you and cotton, one-on-one. This is getting creepy. But with that also being said, guys, we also brought in a bunch of other experts as well. We got my friend Leo right here. He has an insane method where he brings in a ton of people from Elance, able to drag them in just by making posts. He's got from 0 to 6 figures a year just by doing this. And then again, we have the same Posse rank blueprint from Alex Miller, which just shows you the packages that the top companies ranking for competitive terms bought to get there. Now, the final module we have coming in, we're saving this content right now. What I'm going to also show you how to do is how I go out there and build SEO services. For example, my link building business that does well over $100,000 per month. I'm going to show you how I go out there and create SEO products, how I go out there and create SEO softwares that do anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000 per month. That's my big focus right now. I really want to start scaling those up there. And I'm also going to be showing you all the tactics I know, because what I really excel at with SEO is I'm not the world's greatest SEO. I'm not the world's greatest affiliate SEO. I'm not the world's greatest client-based SEO. I only make I make about $35,000 a month for my clients, about $12,000 to $8,000 a month, depending on the month, for my affiliate sites. So I'm not the ninja of ninjas in any of those categories. But what I am really good at with SEO is making money. Period. And what I'm going to be showing you is how I get clients off Facebook, how I go out there and make cash really fast with high-end rental niches, and all that kind of stuff. And then the really cool thing we got going on right here is what I like to call Source Catalyst. And if you actually go to the site, there'll be a demo of this as well. I don't know how much time we have to go on this. But what this allows you to do is trade links, and this is insane. It allows you to trade links between other PBNs with people inside of Phoenix at this point in time. But what it doesn't do is it keeps your site completely safe. Your PBNs never get exposed. Your anchor text never get exposed. Your content or info never gets exposed. So what you're allowed to do, say you go out there and you pick out like 4 PR sites. You can go out there and trade a link from each of those sites about 5 times, and suddenly you'll have the PR linkage, the amount of links going to your money site that would cost thousands and thousands of dollars to do. But what the software allows you to do is trade. And I'll actually try and log in really quickly. Let me just jump in real quick. Oh, I can't stop sharing the screen. I'm not going to log in right now because I'd have to show off my password and everything like that. But it's really, really cool, and there's a demo of it, I believe, on the JV page, and I'll send out a demo to Mike after if anybody wants. We're going to launch this on its own here in a few months, but this is just a standalone software that would just absolutely crushes it right now because you're just able to get like an unlimited amount of PR links for free almost. So very, very, very cool stuff going on in this course. I just brought the best together. I consider myself one of the best service-based SEOs. That's just kind of the niche I fall into. Got one of the best client SEOs, got one of the best affiliate SEOs, and we lay out virtually everything in this course. With that also being said, we have a 20-day no questions asked guarantee. On top of that, we have a 50-day results guarantee. You come in this course, guys, if you come in, you apply the stuff we're doing, you don't go and get results with what's the stuff that Cotton and Dan and I are showing off. After 50 days, if you go out there and apply it, we will also give your money back and cover your first $100 of hard cost. So that is basically what we got laid out for you guys as well. If you have any questions or anything, email Mike right now. This is by far the most work I've ever put into an SEO product. This is probably one of the last SEO products I ever released because I'm moving more into the software kind of route of things. But this is pretty much the best SEO product I have ever put together. It is going to take you to the next level, get you prepared for OMG, and get you prepared to just kick a ton of ass. Very, very, very proud of it. All the biggest bloggers in the world. We got Glenn Allsep, we got Matt Woodward, we got Kelly Felix, we got really powerful SEOs out there, all going out there and laying out some really cool stuff. We got Mike, we got OMG, we got all the best SEOs in the world suggesting this product. So check it out. I'd appreciate it. And let's. What do you got for him, Mike, as well? I think you had some really cool stuff lined up as well.
I do. I got some things to say here. I'm trying to bring a little bit of a secret weapon. I got a Facebook message from an OMGer just a second ago. See if we can get him up and running on this to speak out on this whole situation and what's going on. But we have a bonus. It is to say it's pretty unfair. But we're about unfair advantages here. We are all about unfair advantages. Ooh, and he's flickering in and out. It's enticing. If Scott gets on and he might be here. Nope.
I just see a shadow and a big beard. That's all I see. This ominous man is just like, I'm going to talk about SEO. That's
yeah. No, this is.
I have to ask you guys a question. Are you guys growing your beards out for November beard stuff? Because it looks like you've got one.
I'm just going to grow a mohawk and just get a disgusting beard and just become like the white trash SEO / whatever the heck I do online guru. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, none of this fancy suit stuff. Now that Phoenix is launched, everybody can know I'm basically a homeless person who's friends with very powerful, successful men online. So there you go.
Let me find out if we can get Scott on. Man, Scott's like flickering in and out. And now let's see if we can get him. Scott, you there?
Scott, you look friendly now. You turn on the lights. I wanted to see like a Viking warrior. Name be Scott. Do SEO well, I do.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I'm done.
Scott. But before I get to the OMG bonus, we've got OMG Live starting just a few days from now. There's a lot of people who wonder, can I do this? I have this challenge in front of me. I'm somewhere else in the world. This, that, the other thing. At the beginning of OMG Live, I took the stage and I asked people to raise their hand if they had come out to OMG Live. It's a $2,000 ticket to join us, and if they made their trip out to OMG Live with OMG profits. About 3 out of every 4 people in the room raised their hands. Scott, you were one of the people who didn't raise their hands at that time. I actually have a picture of you looking around and looking at other people. And at that time, where were you and what happened over the next 90 days?
You hear me all right, Mike?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
All right, good. Wow, yeah, I was a completely different place than I am now. Let's put it that way. I was about 30 pounds less, so that was the only good thing that was going on there. Gained a little bit of weight with OMG and all that good stuff, but it's for good reasons. So yeah, it was almost a year ago. Well, it was almost exactly a year ago. We were at OMG Live, and at that time, I was spending 10 months out of the year in Afghanistan, working, for the government, doing the old military thing, and I had a good, made a good living, but it was 10 months out of the year I was away from my family and everything that really mattered. And I just knew at that point my wife was pregnant. She had cancer at the time. And I just knew I needed to make some changes. I needed to be home for my family. And so I decided to take SEO full charge. I had already, always done it more as a hobby than anything and made nothing off it. So I jumped in 100%, went to OMG Live last year and learned so much great stuff. But even better than learning so much was made friends with an amazing community that I've kept in great touch with. And Becker, you're a bad influence, buddy. Love you. You're a bad influence.
Agree and do not recall.
No, right? No, we had a great time. We learned tons. We had fun, and just a great camaraderie. But I took what I learned from Becker and from Greg and from Mike and Dave and the whole crew and Fletch, and just really put it to work to change my life, and it's amazing. So after OMG Live, I went right back to Afghanistan. I still had another 3-month deployment to do, and I got back late February, and my son was born. My firstborn son was born early March, so I just barely made his birth, and let's just say I've never been back to Afghanistan since then, and the only reason is because of OMG. Within about 3 to 5 months, I was able to not only replace my income with the government, but I was able to take that to a next level, and all of a sudden I found myself working less only because I chose to, and spending more time with my family and my loved ones and just enjoying life for the first time in a long time. And it's just absolutely amazing. Mike and I had a fun conversation probably March-ish time frame of last year, where I was going to go back to Afghanistan. He says, "You know what? I believe in you. I think you can. I think you should do this full time." And he was right. He was absolutely correct. I had already replaced my income with OMG, and so I decided to make that decision. At the time, the wife was a little iffy about that decision. And then once our son came, and then I've spent the entire summer helping out with the family and being a dad. She says, "Oh my God, I love Mike. He's awesome." Because it was the best decision we'd ever made as a family. It was awesome. It's just completely changed our lives, and it's just been phenomenal adventure ever since. It's definitely community, and it's life changing. It really is. You can do it from anywhere. I did 90% of my business has been made in Afghanistan, working 14 hours a day, 7 days a week for the government. And that little bit of spare time I had, I was able to build this entire business. It's phenomenal.
You know, you also got your. I'm finally gonna get to meet Steven in person. You used to. Who's Steven?
Steven Toomey is one of my closest friends. We met when we were 13, 14 years old, something like that. And he and I have always kept in touch, despite my many years in the military and being abroad. And it was sometime in, I think, December or January, we decided to talk on the phone like we usually do. He lives in Michigan. I live in Colorado now. And he said, "Hey, what's going on, man?" And, of course, I'm telling him everything like he tells me everything. And he's like, "Holy crap, that sounds freaking awesome." So, talking about OMG and everything that's going on, and quitting the government gig after 12 years, working for the government. And about a week or two after that conversation, he joined OMG, and he will be at OMG Live this year. And he's just killing it. I mean, actually, he's one of my go-to guys now. He's used Cotton as one of his mentors and myself, and we've just really seen him advance quite a bit, and he's just become a superstar in certain niches within OMG, and he's awesome. He's really, really doing it. It's awesome. It's great to see. It makes me happy. It makes me proud.
Yeah, I love. I just love your story because people wonder, can I do this from overseas? Can I do client stuff from overseas? You built a $15,000 per month client income from Afghanistan.
Yeah.
In a bunker coming under daily wire.
In person until I got back to the States. It was all overseas.
Does SEO work in Iraq? Does SEO work in Afghanistan?
Well, you might have a few bombs over here and a few bombs over there and explosions, but yeah, it still works. As long as the internet's up, it still works.
There you go. Good internet over there in deployments. Good internet.
Well, I really appreciate you coming live, and I wanted to say one last thing. You're donating your time coming out here, and we really appreciate that. A little bit of time away from your family, although we like to think of ourselves as your second family.
We are, yeah.
Scott, you called me a few weeks back, and you told me that that one day recently your LinkedIn started blowing up. What was the story behind that?
So yeah, that was